right, what is going on? Happy Monday morning. It is, what day is it today? It is Monday, July 14th. And in about a week and 1 day, I'm going to go and find out, go talk to a surgeon about my shoulder. So wish me luck on that. But I guess we'll still have one more episode before then. So yeehaw. Anyways. Good Monday morning. If you listen to this when this podcast drops, which is every Monday morning. If you're brand new to this show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling good about where you are right now, at least having the confidence knowing that you are getting, like I said, at least one step closer every single day. And so on that note, hope that you guys are doing well today. Good, like I said, good Monday morning. It is a good Monday morning. It is summertime, so it's pretty warm out. But yeah, I'm pre-recording this. This is Saturday. It's Saturday about 2:30 right now, and yeah, I'm having a pretty good day. I woke up, did a little bit of reading, did a little bit of journaling, did a little bit of exercise, went for a little jog, did some weights. Was literally dripping sweat. It was a great workout today, like full on, completely, like looked like I stepped out of a shower when I finished up. And yeah, I just knew tomorrow is a rest day for me, Sundays, and I knew I wasn't going to be working out tomorrow, so I thought I'm just going to fucking crush it today and really just get after it. It's been a while since I've really just like crushed a weight workout. Like it's been maybe a week or so. And, yeah, it felt really, really good to just get after it. And, yeah, I'm excited. I'm a little bit tuckered out now. But I had a little bit of a lunch maybe an hour or so ago and just chilling out. And I feel like this is kind of the best way to put myself in and prime myself to sit down and chat is to do a bunch of movement first. And, yeah, like I said, get a good workout in, and then I'll just be able to sit down and chill and not just focus, but just really relax. That's really what it is. Just kind of priming my brain. But that's okay. So what I was gonna say today, talk about today. I don't know if you guys remember me. Probably not. Remember, like a while back, I talked a bit about playing video games as a kid. And one of the things I remember very vividly was playing Donkey Kong Country 2 on the Super Nintendo and really just getting stuck on this one cart level where you're just like riding the cart kind of thing. And I just couldn't do it. I was probably, 10 years old at best and or at the oldest. And I just, it was my cousin's hand-me-down Super Nintendo, hand-me-down Donkey Kong Country. And I was just fired up to be playing it until I got stuck. Then I got so frustrated. I was like, I cannot get past this level. It really pissed me off beyond belief to the point where I'm like, I don't even want to play anymore. Like, I'm not even having fun. Like, I'm actually just genuinely mad. And I think I just, like, either ripped the game out of the cartridge. And I even remember my grandma coming in being like, dude, what has got you so worked up? Because I was probably yelling. I was probably like, what the heck? Maybe at 10 years old I would have said heck. And so I remember I would just kind of go from game to game, no matter what platform I was on, where I was playing video games. And I would just kind of go from game to game. Once I would get stuck at a spot, like there was like the water temple in Ocarina of Time. Or I can't remember where it was in Metroid Prime. I think it was, I'd have to really think about it. But, every single game has like one of those spots where you just get to and you just can't get past it. You just really, honestly, just like time after time, you're just getting your dick kicked in, like absolute destruction. And you're just like, dude, I can't. There was like games. I'm trying to think of what kind of games. There was kind of games. I play a lot of like kind of single player, role player games, but maybe you go in a dungeon, maybe you go in a cave, maybe you go in, and you're just kind of like walking through and you just can't seem to like get past the next puzzle or get past the next, can't find the doorway you're supposed to walk through or something like that, and you just get so pissed off. Nowadays, you can just like Google and YouTube and everything like that, but I wasn't even that resourceful like 10 years ago, let alone at 10 years old. But, you know, there would be a point where you'd get stuck. And I know, like, for myself, I would just, like, kind of either go and play outside or go, like, put in another game cartridge, go and play a different game altogether. I would always just get super frustrated and just be like, dude, I don't want to play this. I want to do something else. I want to play something else. I want to play something I'm good at. And I would always get to that kind of conclusion to myself. And then there was this point where I'd come back and revisit those things. I'd be like, man, that game was really fun. Why did I stop playing it? Or like, why did I stop, doing this or doing that? Maybe I should start doing it again. And then you encounter the same problem that you encountered before, but then you're like, how did I get stuck here? Why did I have issues with this before? Because you've let time pass, and it sounds kind of like woo-woo and corny or cheesy or whatever. I think a lot of us, what we need to really do is just really start to try and encounter our issues or our adversities in life with a fresh pair of eyes, a clear mind after resting. Because, in contrast to talking about video games earlier, there's a lot of times where I'm at work in construction, building something or renovating something, where I'm like, it's a Friday afternoon and you don't want to come back Monday morning. And so the entire time you're like, it does not matter what time it is. I'm leaving when I'm done. I'm leaving when I'm finished. And it's the same thing with like when it comes down to time to invoice or send a little bill. It's like, yeah, I think I'm going to send it. It doesn't really matter how tired I am. I definitely need to send it today because there's bills that got to be paid tomorrow. And so there's definitely times where you need to just kind of like push through and like not give yourself the rest that maybe surface level you really want, but maybe under that you don't really need. And I think that a lot of the time we give ourselves the excuse of like, oh, I'll just do it tomorrow, I'll just do it later. And then we like go through with that and we procrastinate or we kick the can down the road and then we never really get to it. But in time, sometimes we do get to it. And sometimes we are able to view our lives or our problems or our adversities with a fresh set of mind, a fresh set of eyes or a fresh mind. And even if it's just, sleeping on it. People always say, oh, you should sleep on it. You should sleep on it. And I'm not going to like try and break down any scientific things, but it's like, it's kind of inarguable that there is certain times where you do need to just kind of put something down, put the screen down, put this down, put the issue that you're dealing with down. If it's like, I don't know, if you're studying or doing homework or whatever, put the book away for a little bit and just kind of like go to sleep, take a nap. Because contrary to what I normally like to say, there is need and it is a necessity sometimes to just kind of rest your mind, rest your body, and allow yourself to, I don't know how else to say it, like with a fresh mind and a fresh set of eyes, because sometimes you're just looking for something, you're just, sometimes you think the only tool you have is a hammer. And so you go around trying to hammer everything and it's just not working and you're getting pissed off. You're like, why isn't it working? Why? And then you go to bed and you wake up the next day and you go to grab the hammer, but on your way there, you see a screwdriver and you're like, oh, maybe that might work better for this situation. And then you try it out and you're like, why did I have such issues with this yesterday? This seems so simple. And I get that these examples or metaphors are a little bit silly, but I think that it kind of, it really just comes down to just like taking a break and being able to detach yourself emotionally. I think that actually might be the most important thing, is being able to detach yourself emotionally from the problems that you face, the issues that you deal with. Because if you get bills, for example, you got bills. If you just like are if you just attach yourself emotionally to them, they make you anxious, they make you stressed, maybe they make you pissed off, maybe they make you sad, maybe they make you feel guilt, Maybe they make you feel shame. And really ask yourself, like, I guess it doesn't really take a genius to know, like, oh, I don't want to fucking feel those things. And so what am I going to do? I'm going to avoid the thing that's making me feel that negativity, that anxiety, that stress, etc. But if we can detach ourselves emotionally and just like look at the situation at hand, the issue that you're dealing with, the adversity that seems so difficult to overcome, and you detach yourself, just like, okay, I'm going to just like not worry about this right now. I don't really have the energy. I don't really have the bandwidth to dedicate 100% of my emotions to this right now. I need to be there for myself. I need to be there for someone else. I need to do something, like I have other responsibilities. And so I'm just going to put this in my back pocket. And come back with a fresh mind. And maybe... I guess really the issue is being able to differentiate the times of when you need to just like sit down and deal with it if something is urgent versus whether it's important and you just need to tuck it away. Like, if there's an emergency going on in my house right now that has a lot more urgency than recording this podcast, I would just like get up and be like, okay, I'll just fucking record this later. I could come back and sit down, and it's important to me to record this podcast episode, but it's not completely urgent. It's kind of relative. And so I think that maybe detaching ourselves emotionally from a lot of these things is what will allow us to differentiate between what's urgent, what's important, and what's just triggering my emotions right now. And I don't know if that makes 100% sense, but let's just go with it. And then when you do decide, hey, I want to deal with this problem, I want to tackle this issue, this challenge, whatever it is, sometimes we do have to kind of like mentally prepare ourselves and mentally prime ourselves. If you're somebody that you get super pissed off and anxious and stressed out when you go driving, or when you do, or when you go and run errands or whatever it is, and you just get stuck in traffic and you find yourself yelling all the time, maybe mentally prime yourself before you, maybe like you have a little routine when you sit down, have a playlist that you listen to that chills you out, and just mentally prime yourself of like, I'm going to run into people on the road right now that piss me off. So when I do, I'm just not going to yell as much. I'm just not going to I'm going to take a deep breath instead, again, another example is like right before I sit down and record anything, or even before I sit down and read, or before I sit down and journal or anything like that. Anytime I know that I'm going to have to like sit down for an extended period of time, which is anything more than about 10 minutes for me, then I know I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to go for, like, I need to get a workout in. Even if it's just like riding a bike or stretching or doing something, just like kind of, I don't know, I just feel like I can focus better. I know that if you watch these episodes on fast forward or something like that, I'm just basically vibrating because I move the entire time. But just even sitting down, like there's a running joke in my relationship that like when I just sit down to, like, when we sit down and watch a movie, it's like I got about 10 minutes before I just pass out because my body likes to just go, go, go. And so I find that if I have a workout and I have a little bit of good nourishing food for myself, then I can actually sit down and focus and think properly, as properly as I'm capable of, and be able to spit my ideas out like this. And so before you find yourself tackling anything that you have going on, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to tackle this fucking challenge. I'm going to conquer this goal. I'm going to do whatever, even if it is like maybe I'm going to go work out. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do that. Whatever you're about to go and do, if you find yourself, not enjoying it as much, maybe what we need to do is just prime ourselves mentally for it a little bit more. And so if it makes you enjoy your workout more and benefits you to listen to podcasts instead of music, do that. Or vice versa. If it benefits you more, if you have a better workout when you listen to music, but you enjoy audiobooks more, then maybe listen to the audiobooks afterwards when you're stretching or whatever it is. Like, just mentally priming ourselves. And this really comes down to, As much as people kind of roll their eyes and hate on people that talk about routines, this really does come down to what a routine truly is supposed to do. Having a morning routine is mentally priming yourself and preparing yourself for the day. People can talk about whether they find them important or not, but it's undeniable that when you wake up, when you plan on waking up, so say you say, oh, I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock, and then you actually wake up at 6 o'clock and you tell yourself, I'm going to get a good workout in, or I'm going to do some journaling, I'm going to do some reading, I'm going to just do something to, really make myself A, proud of myself, and B, put myself in a better headspace for the day. When it's not just to talk about it on Instagram. It's not just to fucking brag about it. It's to actually mentally prepare yourself. So actually, it's not just about ticking the boxes and doing the things, even though it feels like it sometimes when you just have to force yourself through it. What it truly is actually reflecting when you have a routine, reflecting on why you're doing what you're doing. A, making you more intentional with your time and your energy and your efforts and what you do in this life. But also B, mentally preparing yourself for the challenges to come, whether they be big or small, take you 5 seconds to deal with or take you 5 fucking months to overcome. That's what the mental priming of routine, whether it's evening routine, morning routine, or anything like that, is to help put us in the right mind state to even be able to deal with these issues. And so I think that's pretty much it. For those of you watching on YouTube or anything like that, why don't you just shoot a comment below and let me know what kind of things you do to mentally prepare yourself to overcome challenges. And if you're watching this on Spotify or listen to this on Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, make sure you leave a little 5-star review, write a little comment if you can. And like, comment, subscribe. I think that's pretty much it. See you guys next Monday. Much love. Peace out. Love you all. Bye.